Hi everybody, welcome back to Tapping with Lee. It's been a while since I've shot any new video, partly because I've had a technology change, and if you know me well, you know I'm not a real fan of technology. Well, that's not exactly true. I'm not usually very good at learning new technology. So this will be the first time I'm filming in this way, and hopefully it goes well. What I wanted to talk to you about today is a part of the original emotional freedom technique that I learned 2 decades ago that seems to have been dropped from what most people are doing. I dropped it from what I was doing, I'm not exactly sure why actually, but it is true that it's not always necessary to do it. But if you listen to the founder, Gary Craig, he always talks about how many of the tapping points we use probably aren't necessary for any particular thing we're tapping on. But we do it because it's easier to just do it all than to pick and choose what you might need at any given time for any given problem. So the procedure that I'm talking about that tends to get dropped is called the 9 Gamut procedure. And I used to teach it all the time, and it's probably the part that most of my patients had difficulty with because it looks totally bizarre. So I'm going to show it to you today, and there'll be an article coming later that's going to explain it in more detail. But I wanted you to have this technique in your toolbox so that you could use it whenever you wanted. And it's particularly useful when things aren't going well with your tapping, when you're not making as much progress or not making progress as quickly as you would want. I've also found that it can be very useful as kind of an emergency procedure when there's something that is really deeply troubling you and you just need to do something really quick to get some relief. So as I said, it's called the 9 Gamut procedure. And gamut is because we're going to be tapping on what's called the gamut spot. Now it's kind of difficult to see, but if you go between your pinky and your ring finger and you put your finger right on that web and then go up about 1/2 inch, you're going to find a little soft spot. That is your gamut spot. So if I were tapping, it would look like this right between those fingers. You can use either hand. Now that particular spot is associated with the triple warmer meridian, spleen meridian, and what that does is that's a spot that's responsible for turning on and off that fight, flight, freeze response. So as I said, you can use this when you're feeling really, really like you've got to do something right now. And obviously if you're turning on that or off that fight, flight, freeze response, this spot is going to be really, really useful to you. Now the other things you're going to do are what it sounds like are really silly, and I'm going to take off my glasses so that you can see me. Now I can't see you, but what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes really tight. That's number 1. Then you're going to open them. That's number 2. All right. Then you're going to look really hard down to the right without even moving your head. So you're going to look way down as if you're trying to see your right elbow, and then come back to center. Then you're going to look down hard to the left like you're going to try to see your left elbow. Way down left. Okay, have you got that much? All right, so then what you're going to do is you're going to circle your eyes all the way around to the right. So looking way up and to the right and all the way down toward your toes and to your left ear and all the way up. Then you're going to reverse it and go the other direction. So all the way up, left, down, right, top. All right, now pick a song, any song, something really simple you know well. Lots of people use Happy Birthday, but Happy Birthday can have some negative feelings for some people too. I like Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And so you're going to hum a few bars of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. And you don't have to go very far. You're just going to do that. Then you're going to count from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to hum again. So there. Those are all the things you're going to do in the 9 Gamut procedure. But you're going to do it while tapping on this point. So I'm going to back up a little here so you can see me tapping while I do it. So I'm tap, 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 tapping on my gamut spot. And what am I going to do? Close my eyes. Open my eyes. The card down to the right. The card down to the left. And I'm going to roll my eyes all the way around to the right. And then I'm going to roll my eyes all the way around to the left. Hum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there, you just completed the 9 gamut procedure. Now, what would you do? When would you do it? I learned that you do your setup, tapping either on your karate chop point or using the sore spot, which I don't think we've talked about very much. You go through all of your tapping points all the way. Then you would do your gamut procedure and then go back and do the whole tapping sequence again. And that would be considered 1 round of tapping. So setup, tapping, gamut, tapping. And then you would re-rate wherever you are. Hope that's helpful and that it does something to enhance your tapping practice. Until next time, happy tapping!